All right, everybody. How's everyone doing today? My name is Nathan Burkhardt. I'm the Vice President of BCIC. We're one of the main organizers of Startup Week alongside UTRGV, ECC, and a whole myriad of sponsors and partners. When we started this conference last year, we were really looking for some help and assistance, and one of those sponsors is Arca Continental, Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. They really came in strong, and this year they doubled down and became our title sponsor this year. So really great partner to have. A quick round of applause for them. It really proves that Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages is more than just a bottler. They're actually fueling the innovation and entrepreneurial ecosystem that we're really trying to build here in the Rio Grande Valley. Fun fact, Arca Continental Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages is the 4th largest bottler in the entire world. And here to speak on that company is the president of Arca Continental Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages, Mr. John Claude Tissot.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nathan. And look, thank you for the opportunity to be here, and congratulations for what you have been organizing. Honestly, for us as Arca Continental, it means a lot to have the opportunity to be here in this territory to representing what our team is doing here. We are super proud of our local team is here, and what we want to share is more than who we are as Arca Continental Coca-Cola Southwest, what we are trying to do. What we are trying to do internally in terms of our culture, what we are trying to do with our communities where we operate, the customers that we support, the companies that we support, but more important, what it represents, what Nathan, you have been doing here, promoting this, promoting the startup and entrepreneur mindset means a lot for us, because as a company, think about it, any kind of company is going to be successful if the community where you operate is going to be successful. And in order to do that, you have to make sure not just that you invest, but that you are creating the opportunities to have a successful business. Having said that, what I'm going to try to do today is to connect what we are doing as Arca Continental with what I think makes sense if I'm going to create my own company, my startup, and I am an entrepreneur. Then look, as Arca Continental, something that I don't know if you know, but we started in Mexico. We started in Mexico with Topo Chico. And Topo Chico, that is so popular here in Texas, we started 130 years ago in Monterrey, Mexico, with Topo Chico. As the company was selling Topo Chico, they started to realize that there was a black beverage here in the US that it was going to be very popular. Then they came to the US and they talked with the people in Atlanta to say, hey, give me permission to sell Coca-Cola in Mexico. And that's how they got the opportunity to be the first bottler selling Coca-Cola in Mexico. And that happened in 1926. That means that next year, we're going to celebrate 100 years of selling Coca-Cola in Mexico, thanks to the family who started Arca Continental 130 years ago. As a bottler, we operate then in Mexico, obviously, and we also operate in other 4 countries. We are in 5 countries across the Americas. We are in Argentina, we are in Peru, in Ecuador, in Mexico, and 8 years ago, we had the opportunity to come here to the US. If there's a fact that I want to share about Arca Continental, more than the revenues that the company sell, is the responsibility that we have. And when you see this slide is, what is the main responsibility that we have? Are these 2 facts. That we have to serve across the America more than 1.6 million of point of sales, our customers. And the other big responsibility that we have is this one, that we have the responsibility of 70,000 heroes that they work with us. Therefore, we have the responsibility of 70,000 families across the Americas. And that's the main responsibility that we have as a company. And who we are here in the US. And also a fact about us globally is that with those 5 countries, we are the 4th largest global bottler for the Coca-Cola system. And something also that is relevant is that among the first 5 biggest bottlers globally, 2 of them, they are from Mexico. FEMSA as the largest bottler globally, and Arca Continental, the 4th largest bottler for the system. Let me share a video about our journey. Now? Help me with the code.
Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages, open for business.
Hello, my heroes!
We bring together the best
The best
The best
of the U.S.
in Latin America.
to forge a unique bottler position to create a stronger future.
In just 5 years, we built a profitable, sustainable business.
We opened the first new Coca-Cola production plant in more than 10 years.
We've established meaningful connections in the communities where we live and work.
We built a culture that values the contributions of every associate.
We earned recognition as the best Coca-Cola bottler in the world.
The winner is Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages.
We showed that together
we can overcome obstacles. We can persevere through even the most difficult challenges.
Delivering excellent results.
And breaking record for the employee engagement.
The story of our foundational years,
Has been told.
but our best days are ahead of us.
The future starts now.
we are investing in our facilities, focused on improving the work environment for our employees.
Our culture is empowering our frontline supervisors, promoting respect and diversity and inclusion.
Our people.
Our people.
Our people.
Will have the tools and training they need to succeed at every level.
Welcome to Best of the Best.
Our portfolio.
Our portfolio
Our portfolio
Will be optimized to meet customer demands.
and consumer needs.
Digitalization will enable us to better serve our customers.
And anticipate their needs.
Wherever they are.
Sustainability will be at the heart of our business, reducing our environmental footprint and ensuring a strong future for our communities.
To take care of our people, brands, communities, and customers.
Bringing to life our culture principles to achieve our common purpose.
We are
Arca
Continental Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages.
Then, regarding our numbers here in the US, then we are a company, our territory is basically Texas, Oklahoma, and a small part of New Mexico and Arkansas. Same, our most important numbers are that we have the responsibility of 9,000 associates that we like to call our heroes, that they work with the company across our territory, and that we have the responsibility to serve in the US 89,000 point of sales. We are a company that is around $4.3 billion of revenues. We have 7 production centers across Texas. One of them here in this territory that we are super proud to that production facility that we have here that is in McAllen, part of the Rio Grande Valley. And something that I have to share about that facility is that they have been the best production facility twice as part of the 7 production facilities that we have. And if you ask me, I'm thinking about your business, why it is happening, because something that is happening with that team in the production facility are three elements. The first one and the most important is the culture that they have with their team. The culture that they have with all our frontline heroes, think about in the production and also our order builders in the warehouse. But second, what is super important, and if you think also if you have your own business, is that it's not just here is the production facility and this is our responsibility, is how they work together with the commercial team, how they work together to say, okay, what is going to make me successful in the production facility is going to make you successful at the point of sale. And when you think about Coca-Cola, think, I have to produce, after I have to send the product to the warehouse, after I need to have my products in the truck, and after I need to deliver to the customers to make sure that it's in the back room, and finally to the shelf. But if you don't have an end-to-end process that is working together as a team among the areas, you can have that process super good on paper, but in reality what makes the difference is the human connection and the teamwork that happens between them. Then super proud about our team here and all the achievement that they have been able to achieve. And what do we have in this territory, in the Valley? Then in the Valley is a big operation for us. It's around $200 million. We have the responsibility of 3.6 thousand points of sales. And we have, as I was saying, in our production facility in McAllen, 2 production lines. Something that is also a fun fact about this territory, and I don't know if you know that, but we have the largest Sam's in the US territory is here in this territory. Something to be super proud about that. And something that I need to share, an important fact about us as a Coca-Cola bottler, is that for each job that we have, do you know how many jobs does it represent for the community? 11. Then for each job that we have, it represents 11 jobs. Why? Because think about the customers and the suppliers that we work with. Then that's how the Coca-Cola system is creating jobs, not just the jobs that we offer internally, but job creation as a system. I'm going to share something else about what we try to do on that ecosystem, especially thinking about startup companies. If I have my own business, a piece of advice here, and I won't go through the entire strategy that we have, but if I have a business, our recommendation is just make sure that the strategy is clear across the organization, and the strategy cascades down everywhere. If you have a good strategy, and it's your business, but your team and the people that are working with you, it doesn't matter how big or small the company is, it's not clear across the organization, it's not gonna work. Then something that we are extremely repetitive as a company is about our strategy. But it's not just about the strategy, it's to have a common purpose. And that's always, when I have the opportunity to interact with companies that they are starting, that I ask them, okay, but what do you want to achieve? Beyond as a business, what is the common purpose that we have? Then let me share the common purpose that we have as a company, which is kind of weird as a Coca-Cola bottler, is that we take care. And we take care about our heroes, first of all, our family that work with us, that we take care about our brands, that we take care about the communities. We have to make sure that the communities where we operate, they have been successful. And we take care about our customers. But that means a lot. That doesn't mean just nice word about, okay, taking care. That means that if you go to a Nana's restaurant and you don't find a Coca-Cola, and they are asking for a Coca-Cola or for a Topo Chico, that means that you are not taking care of our customer. Then that is the part of what is important about a common purpose. What does it mean as an indicator how you're going to operate? It's not just to have like a fancy mission and vision, it's okay. But if I translate this mission and vision and this strategy, what does it mean in terms of my KPIs and how I'm going to operate? If we have a hero that in reality is a driver and he's not taking care and he's not driving in a safe way, he's not taking care and we are not taking care of him, then that is super important. And all our achievement start with how we take care about our heroes. And connecting to other presentations that you have been listening this entire week, they have been talking a lot about digital innovation, and they have been talking about artificial intelligence, but at the end, in all the presentations, you have been listening about how you are going to make sure that the people are happy, right? You have been listening several people talking about that, and that's what we try to do in terms of our first pillar that is about our culture. And culture is not just internal culture and to make sure that the people that they are working with you in your business are happy, but how you're making happy the customer, how you're making happy the supplier, how you're making happy the ecosystem that you work, and for you as a startup and entrepreneur, how you're making sure that you're making happy the ecosystem that you work with. And that's why it's so important the collaboration that needs to happen among all of you with your business. Here, another thing that I need to translate to your business is our digital transformation. And we have been investing a lot on our digital transformation. And we like to say when we have the opportunity to share who we are, that we are not a bottler anymore, that we are a people-driven digital bottler. But if I translate that to your business, what is important about digital is not just having new digital tools. What is important about digital is what is going to be the benefit. If I'm going to bring a new way to take the orders or how to execute through pictures, or forecasting is going to be based on artificial intelligence, what is the indicator that I'm going to improve? Like for example, if we have a new indicator in digital with the new forecasting based on artificial intelligence that we have, what do we try to improve? Fill rate. Fill rate means that the product that our customers are requesting from us is always there in the shelf. Okay, that's something that is tangible about a digital enhancement that you have as a company. But the second part and more important is, okay, you can have a lot of digital investment and tools, but how you're training your people to use them. And at the end, it's not just that, okay, I'm clear about the indicator, I know how it's going to have an impact financially that is going to be positive, they are training me, but I see that there's a benefit. How it's helping me to do a better job as a driver, as an order builder, as a merchandiser. And that's my invitation every time that you are bringing a new idea on in your business about something that is a digital initiative. When you're talking with potential customers, that is not just look what I have, but look what I have, look the benefit that is going to bring to your business, and here are the KPIs of what is going to make the difference in your business. Then when we have the opportunity to interact with suppliers, with companies, that they bring those initiatives to us to the table, and they help us with the efficiency of our business, is when we open our eyes. And that's also my another piece of advice that I have for your business. It's important, as I was mentioning this, to make sure as it's happening here in this territory, the connection between supply and commercial, between the areas, to make sure that everything that we do is an end-to-end process. And I have been talking about our digital capabilities and our digital transformation as a company in all aspects. Something important as well in terms of digital. Digital is a benefit not just for the commercial area, but also for the supply area. But one of the challenges that the companies they have, small or big companies, is that they are not connecting. And sometimes something that is going to be improved in the production facility or in the warehouse, maybe is not going to be good for the commercial part. Then what you have to do, and when you're going to be with your customers, to make sure that what you are offering is going to support the end-to-end, and to make sure that what I am improving here is not going to have a negative impact for other areas of the business. I already mentioned that digital is not going to be a reality. Artificial intelligence is not going to be a reality for any organization if it's not going to bring benefit, and if the people that are not going to say, I like this tool better and it's helping me not just to make my job more efficient, but you know what? To be happier. If you think right now what we are facing with artificial intelligence, what do we have? If you think about your cell phone, how many apps do you have? Several, right? Several. How many do you use? Few of them. And the risk that we have with technology, artificial intelligence, managers, people that they have their own business, is that the tendency is to add. And what you have to make sure as a leader nowadays with the technology development is that as a leader, how instead of adding, you are reducing. And the tendency to all the managers, to companies, to you that you are creating your own companies is, as I am charged, I think that adding, I am leading, and not necessarily. In reality, you are leading when you are reducing. And that is one of the main dilemmas that is happening with artificial intelligence right now. Because getting the answer can be easy. If you ask me about any question about Brownsville today, I can answer to you. Because I know it? No. But I can have the answer with me right now. Then having the answer is not now the main challenge. Now the main challenge is what do you do with that information, and how you are, with all the information that is available, you are not bringing complexity to any kind of business that you are not going to be able to operate that. Then that is the main part that we have been trying to do with our heroes. Think about our heroes, everything that they have to do in a single day with our products. Then how we're bringing simplicity. And that, if you ask me, is the main request that I have when I have the opportunity to interact with our teams everywhere. I don't have to say this, but digitalization is not because we have to, it's not because since you were born, you have been using digital tools since you were born. It's not because the company, if they are not doing that, they are not going to exist anymore. If you are doing a business about digitalization, what is important is that you demonstrate to your customer how it's going to add value. Then that you are going to be in front of any of your customers and you're going to tell them, this is the KPI, this is the metric that you're going to improve. If you are able to demonstrate that, I can bet you, any customer, any business that you're trying to build is going to tell you, let's talk. Then that's the other part that I wanted to share about digitalization and creating value. We have internal examples about that we have been able to grow in all our variables. Another message, when you think about, okay, Coca-Cola, why to get together and to sponsor an event about entrepreneur and a startup? There are several reasons. One reason is what I was saying, the health of the community. And a community is not going to be healthy if they don't have people that they are believing about creating new business. Any community is not going to be successful if they don't have the belief that it's about creating new business in all areas. A business like us that you can think, okay, but Coca-Cola is big. Yes, it is. And Coca-Cola is about serving the big customer. No, it is not. The success of Coca-Cola is that you can find Coca-Cola everywhere. then the success of Coca-Cola is that to make sure that if from here you go to that street and you are thirsty, it's going to be available. The success of Coca-Cola is to believe and to support a small business, because that's what makes the difference. And that's what we request to our team as well, how they are promoting and serving what we call our small business. And a small business, think about not just a taquería or a small convenience store. A small business is also the responsibility that we have supporting our suppliers. And suppliers that they are bringing those kind of initiatives. Let me show you a video how we support a small business.
Because it's a history of the work. We are victims to the subprime crisis in 2008. Our refrigerators stay empty. We don't have food. I talked with my wife, and I like a lot the grill, and I said, well, we need to cook something for our daughters. Across the street, the company, a couple guys cross the street and asked for food. I said, I don't say food, this is not a restaurant, but let me go in and I take a, disposable plate and I give you a pico de gallo, corns. And I remember the men. Happy. Because they are, and when they eat it, they love it. And they say, what is the reason that you don't sell food? It smells amazing. The chicken is a scandal. He said, you need to sell food. In the night, I talk with my wife. Remember when you talk about it, the restaurant, little taqueria? They say, yes. Start the process to make the business. Finally, 6 months later, we have the license to sell food. You know who is my first refrigerator in this place?
No.
It's Coca-Cola. The first company to touch our doors who said, what do you need? Is Coca-Cola. When everybody touch the door of your house and ask for food, you need to give the food.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, Alfredo. And the other thing that I like, to be open to new ideas. And that's something that is critical in a small business, a big business, every single day, that we are open to see, okay, what are the alternatives despite the challenges? And obviously that is not possible if we don't have a great team. And part of the great team is to have the pleasure to have here Nancy with us. What was your experience during COVID-19 supporting Alfredo and Nana's Taqueria?
So I brought in banners where, yes, we're open, and driving that customer base in, making sure that I'm here. Whatever he needs, I'm providing.
I know that the last 2 years, they have been challenging.
We are proud Mexican American, and we think in all times the crisis is a great opportunity if you want it. If you have imagination, if you have courage to work. This is the part most important in America. We need to create, we need to renew every day, make a reinvention of the nanas. We create the family packs. We create the cover side. We create the tint, convert our waiters to the cars. We learn to use the social media, and we're still here.
And what is behind that is not just the brand Coca-Cola, but what makes the difference is the people. Nice customer, as you, Alfredo, nice team, such as Nancy, and all the people that represent this great organization.
Definitely, yes.
Last question, Alfredo. I want to have some food today. What is your suggestion?
You need to try everything.
Okay.
And I suggest Coca-Cola, please, to drink.
Okay, that's a must. Coca-Cola, Topo Chico, that's a must. Once again, team, thank you very much.
Cheers.
And I want to share with you that there was a source of inspiration to continue expanding the support that we have for all the taquerias across our territory in Texas and Oklahoma, and also all the barbecue places that we support. Let me share you a little bit about that.
In the heart of Texas, where traditions thrive and flavors unite, Your taqueria is more than just a business. It's your pride, your joy, and the legacy you're building for generations to come.
Vinieron y me platicaron de Coca-Cola, me ofrecieron traerme sillitas, cosas que necesitaba para poder darle cierto look a la taquería.
Introducing the Coca-Cola Taquerías program, a celebration of culture infused with the timeless charm of classic Mexican eateries, all brought to life with the iconic touch of Coca-Cola.
Este concepto que Coca-Cola trae en estos momentos con las mesas y las sillas estilo retro nos traen ese calor que buscamos aquí, pero en nuestro país.
The Coca-Cola Taquerías program rewards owners with a curated selection of Coca-Cola branded furniture, equipment, and decorations to enhance the restaurants and transport guests to an authentic Mexican experience.
With the taqueria program, with all the marketing that they do on your behalf, really did change our business. They'll get you outfitted with the right equipment, and you'll get your coolers, anything you need to get that product out there so you can worry about the food itself.
And the best part? It's all at your fingertips. Signing up is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit taqueriasprogram.com to register your business. Step 2. Confirm your business meets the program requirements. And Step 3. Start earning Coca-Cola assets for your restaurant.
Teniendo obviamente socios estratégicos como Coca-Cola, ¿no? Que al final forma una parte bastante importante del concepto, ¿no? Es como que no hay tacos si no hay coca.
Yo se lo recomiendo al 100%, cualquiera que quiera aventarse al ruedo, tenga el apoyo de Coca-Cola, fuímonos.
So why wait? Join the Coca-Cola Taquerías program today to elevate your dining experience and transform your restaurant into a haven of nostalgia and charm.
Something very important that also as Arca Continental, that's something that we are doing in Mexico, but we are deploying in the 5 countries, is to have this organization that we call AC Ventures. AC Ventures is to support and to work together with the startup companies. Then how it works, then you contact Arca Continental, they are going to listen to your idea. In less than 2 weeks, you will have an answer to say, okay, let's continue with this conversation. Well, we created an ecosystem. Obviously, the ideas and the proposals that we like to work with are ideas and proposals based on our business, the beverage business, but it's not just about beverage. It's anything that is going to help us with the commercial ecosystem. It's everything that is going to help us with proximity retail. Then think about the business to business or business to consumer. And everything that is about on that regard, then we partner with a startup about that. Sustainability, that is critical for us. We are one of the bottlers in the US the bottler that is doing more things about sustainability. The Uncharged system is doing a lot of things, but just to give you a fact, we were the first bottler to have plastic with 100% of recyclable material. Why? Because we invest and we support collection companies, and also we invest and we support to make sure that we have recyclable material in our plastic products. Everything that is going to be connected to our supply chain, then initiative that as a startup you have that is going to help us with the efficiencies and automation of our supply chain. And something that is super important, we have been talking about the future of work. We have been talking about artificial intelligence. Then, once again, digitalization is not just about supply and commercial, it's across all different areas. Then we have been partnering as well with the startup companies that is about the future of work. Then, to connect with that team is quite easy. Here is the email. And as I was telling you, you send an email to this address, and in less than 2 weeks, you should have an answer about your idea, your proposal, and we have been working a lot on that regard. We are super proud about this organization, and it has been good not just from a business perspective, but it has been good for what you have been doing here, about the collaboration that you need to have as an ecosystem. That is super important. If there's something that I'm going to be repetitive, but I really recognize about this week is the collaboration among all of you as an ecosystem. And think about it. The other day, let me share something personal. The other day I had the opportunity to go to Palo Alto, and it was about a training about artificial intelligence and digital. There was a lot of things that I didn't understand. There were some of the things that I was able to understand. And one was about, if you are talking about technology and digital, what I was talking about, don't add more, try to reduce. The other thing that resonates to me a lot is digital is about creating a culture, and not just the culture of digital, but a culture of happiness. And there was a conversation about that. But the fact that resonates the most to me is the collaboration. And you say, do you know why in Palo Alto we have been successful? Because we were able to create an ecosystem here that there's a huge collaboration among us. And honestly, being here, listening to what I have been able to listen, I think that's what you can create here in Rio Grande Valley. And I don't see this about what you are doing in McAllen or in Brosville. No, it's the uncharted territory, the level of collaboration that needs to exist. And I had the opportunity to talk with the mayor here, and we were talking about that. Imagine the opportunity that it represents. And it's not just about SpaceX. That is huge, that is amazing as well. And not just to have companies like Coca-Cola with one big production facility in McAllen, but it's what you are going to create. What you guys are going to create is what is going to make the difference. Then honestly, when I see everything that you are doing, I am more than excited about the future that is going to happen here in El Rio Grande Valley. Sustainability, I already talked a lot about sustainability. Also, if you're thinking about your startup, something that is going to make the difference is that each initiative that you're going to bring, if it's connected to sustainability, it has a big chance to be successful. Big chance to be successful. And not because the companies they have to do, or because it's mandatory. You know why? Because it's what makes the difference. And if you think about the new generations that are not going to work in companies that they don't have a purpose connected to sustainability. That is super important. That's why when I was sharing our common purpose, one of our common purpose is to take care of our communities. And talking about communities, part of what we support more than 550 organizations, and we support a lot of organizations that is in all aspects, chambers, Boys and Girls Club, several organizations, but something that is important for us is about education. We have been providing a lot of laptops. We have been providing a lot of tools connected to education, scholarship. Why? Because it's the same belief. You want to have a successful business? The community has to be healthy. And healthy, it means that you need to make sure that there are new business and there's a good level of education. And once again, is what I am feeling this week here with this event. And finally, the last concept that I wanted to share that we have been working a lot on that, and is another piece of advice, if I can, is you want to create a company, you want to be a startup, you want to be an entrepreneur. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Second, you're going to face a lot of challenges and difficult days. You cannot imagine us as Coca-Cola. When you see it, you say, but Coca-Cola is easy. Coca-Cola is everywhere. No, you cannot imagine how many mistakes we make, how many problems we have every single day. But we have a mindset to be problem solver. But what is more important, we know that it doesn't matter the challenge that we are going to face. COVID, when there was the global crisis of supply, that we didn't have product, we didn't have cans, we didn't have aluminum. But the mindset is, if the culture that we have as a company is strong, we're going to be able to overcome that. And that can sound as a cliche, but it is not. Look that as a company, we have been able to track that. and to crack the culture that we have and the engagement, and we have been able to grow year after year. And the outcome of growing our engagement year after year has been great results, as I was sharing. If there's something that I would like to share as well is, it doesn't matter how big or small the company is. It doesn't matter if you are already selling your idea or just creating the idea. Please make sure that culture is part of the vision, of the purpose that you are going to have in your own business. And culture is not just internally. And even if your business is just the 2 of you, the 3 of you, it doesn't matter. But culture is also not just the 2, 3, 20, 50 people that are going to work in your organization, but how you're going to work, once again, with your customer and your suppliers. And if you are able to work in a company that in the negotiation, because you have to negotiate with your suppliers, but they are happy, with your customer and they are happy, that's when you're making the difference. That's when you're making the difference. And that's something that I can share as a Coca-Cola bottler, but it's a reality for any kind of business as well. And finally, something that I wanted to share, you have been talking a lot. It's not us that we have to talk about that, it's you and what you are doing. But I want to close saying that, Nathan, where is Nathan? Congratulations. Congratulations for what you are creating here. If there's headlines for what I want to share as a Coca-Cola bottler is, it's about a clear strategy. Make sure that you have a clear strategy that is going to cascade down in your organization. Digital is not just to create and to add. Digital is also about reducing, but to make sure that the people, they understand the benefit and it has a tangible benefit in your business or for your customer or the supplier that you work with. And make sure that you continue doing what you are creating, Nathan, that this is an ecosystem. Why not to dream big that the Silicon Valley is going to be here, that the Austin is going to be here. And I see with the investment that is happening in the territory, with the freeways that they are creating, knowing that something that I didn't know, something to share with you, Brownsville is the city in Texas that job creation is at the biggest level. And in other words, where we are creating more jobs in Texas is here in Brownsville. That is a fact that they were sharing with me this week, and is pretty impressive. Then how we are going to leverage that opportunity, but how to leverage that opportunity is what you are trying, or what you are doing, that is about collaboration. A startup and entrepreneur is not a competition. It's a way of collaborate among all of you. And that's what we try to do as a Coca-Cola bottler as well. As a Coca-Cola bottler and as a Coca-Cola brand, think about it. If you go and today or this afternoon or tomorrow, please go to your old pictures. And I invite you to see any picture that you have that is a celebration, a birthday, or a party with a friend, or a good moment. You will see that in one of those good moments, there's a picture that Coca-Cola is going to be there. And I invite you to do that. And if you don't find any picture of a happy moment that there's no Coca-Cola, you say, no, I want to all my pictures, all happy moments, and it was impossible to find a Coca-Cola, send me an email. Because I can't bet you. Then that's what we try to do as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you so
much. Well, thank you, everybody. This is the finalize our panel. Please, we want to thank, our panelists. This has been a tremendous talk. I can't believe this is one of the best I've heard. So thank you so much for being here today. Let's move on. We have another panel coming up in about 5 minutes. So take a break. There's some elotes in the back. There's still some food. There's water. There's Coca-Cola drinks in the fridge. All Coca-Cola today and the rest of the week and forever. And we have some other sessions going on in the back. We'll make an announcement in a little bit. Thank you, everybody.